Let's talk AIPAC.
Yeah.
AIPAC, we're going to tear your kingdom down. And I meant it. And to be clear, I said AIPAC because that's who came from me. AIPAC is the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. And they made a decision that they wanted to target you and I because of our stance, standing up for Palestinians, standing up for the people of Gaza, and standing up for humanity. So let me tell you my introduction to AIPAC. So I was running for office. This was several years before I won. It was just someone in my community coming up to me saying, hey, I want to introduce you to someone and, they want to talk to you and just want to talk to you about, like what's your plan, running for office? What are your priorities? You want to do lunch? Yeah, let's do lunch. Go to lunch. And then there's this person who shows up, and now we're talking about something I didn't know we were talking about. So that happened a few times. And then I remember it got heavy. It turned into, well, if you won't say that you stand 100% with Israel, if you keep talking about Palestinian liberation, then you are against the Jewish people. And I was like, how am I against the Jewish people? I love everybody.
That's right.
I said, I stand up for Jewish people the same way I stand up for Palestinian people. What do you mean? I said, anyway, so, and they took it to totally mean that I was being hateful because I believe in like equality,
human rights.
I believe in total human rights.
Yeah.
Right before I won, my successor put out this really ugly mailer calling me anti-Semitic, darkened my skin. It was a picture of me and Linda Sarsour, together and just saying that, I was hateful. Yeah. But people were so pissed off about it because they saw it as Islamophobic. And so people poured into my office just saying like, hey, we need to rise together. We need to stand together. And it helped me in my win. So fast forward months later, right before I was about to enter Congress, right before we were about to be sworn in, I got a message from someone in the community who was one of the ones who let's do this lunch thing. And then I was, bamboozled and hoodwinked by this conversation. Said, okay, so AIPAC said, and I'm like, what the freak is it? Okay, like why is AIPAC? Why are we talking about AIPAC? I don't even know these folks. AIPAC said to tell you that they know you're not going to change your stance. You're not going to change your position. They got it. They just want you to be silent about it. So just when you go into Congress, just don't talk about it. Because if you do, you are going to have a tumultuous entrance into your tenure in Congress.
Wow.
And my response was, have we met? You don't scare me.
Yeah.
If those tanks couldn't scare me, if the rubber bullets and real bullets and the dogs couldn't scare me, you think you can?
Yeah.
So.
I don't even know y'all, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no trips, offering me trips and all of that. If I want to take a trip, I'll take a trip.
Yeah.
I don't need a propaganda trip. I don't need to be, I just like, if you're telling me, hey, we love them the same way we love us and we want to work together, then that's the conversation I want to have. But when you say I should be this and they are this, then I have a problem with that, because to me, what I hear is the same thing that happened to Black folks for such a long time. I feel my ancestors rising up.
Yeah, we hear white supremacy.
Yeah, we hear white supremacy.
Yeah, when you talk like that, us versus them, we absolutely hear white supremacy.
So after my community member, let me know that I would have this, this horrible entrance to Congress if I didn't stay silent. Of course I didn't stay silent. I was not going to do that. The deceit was so unbelievable, like you spoke about in your race. That thing happened in my race, darkening my skin on mailers and, just the lies. My thing is this. If you are so right in what you believe, if you are so right in who you are, if you believe that this other person is better, that they can do a greater job, if you believe that, then you should have been able to show that. But instead, you had to lie on me. You had to use disinformation. You had to use misinformation. They had to do all of those things in order to win. You had to put so much money to cover the lies.